Mini's back, and today I will be doing the sound system upgrade. So these door cards will be coming off, and those two speakers are gonna get upgraded, and then we'll be upgrading the 6P9s in the back and in this door here. Fun time starts now. Like that, with the magic of editing, we're back in here. So need to remove this panel off to get to the speaker, to the first speaker, because I'm gonna be upgrading not just that one, I will be going for that one and that one. These door cards, they come in two separate bits, so inner bit stays in where the old outer bit comes out. So first what you need to do is you need to take the outer bit. To do that, you're gonna need trim removal things and some screwdrivers and stuff. So for the starter, you need to remove little pin here, there, underneath there. You can use a trim tool to try and get there, but my trim tools are too thick, so I'm gonna have to use a little flathead screwdriver. Another tip to do is when you use a screwdriver, because you can use, but not recommended, what you do is, not so you don't damage anything, you get some tape, and what you do is just get a little piece of it and wrap it around the screwdriver, so it's not metal to plastic, so there's at least some sort of a guard between the plastic, and just simple as that, but still be gentle. Once you braid it off, so that's how it looks like. See that little nibble there? So I braid it off. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get my tool and pop it off completely, just like that. Make sure it's gonna shoot off. So that's the little dingy thing. So when you do that, make sure that you don't lose it, because it's gonna shoot out like a rocket. So put that away, and then I need to remove this outer bit. So you get your pry tool and just spray it out. So that's one piece done. Then we need to remove the light that is under here. So you just pull it off. They put a light, and it's held in by clips around there, so I'm gonna have to pry it all off. They're in quite hard, so you need to apply some force. And there's clips around here as well, so you just gently pry them off like that. There you go, and it comes off. Nearly did that. But there we go. That's the jaw panel trim off. See, it's held in by all these plastic clips all the way along the perimeter. So this part is done. And since I'm upgrading that one as well, you need to remove this cover too in order to get access to the speaker. What you do is you need to pray this switch up again, tiny flathead screwdriver with tape on, just get under there and just gently pray it up, and that's it, comes out. Disconnect the connectors, there's just little tabs, you just push them in and it comes off. And another one. So that's it. And then all you do is grab a tool, get it somewhere on here and grab it there. And you need to pull it just like that. And that's the other cover is off. So the bottom speaker here is a 6-inch speaker. So if you get a ruler, so there's a ruler. So 6-inch speaker on the bottom and just about 4-inch on the top. And let's go ahead and remove the speakers, and then we'll be getting to the fun part, which is making some custom rings and installing the new speakers. I'm gonna pop these out. What you will need is you will need Torx, not 27, will be, so you need Torx 25, T25. Then you just got these nice screws here, so you just pop them off. Now you can disconnect the clip from the top, connect that, and just go ahead and remove the screws. And you've got 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. That's one speaker off. That's what it looks like. Put that away, and let's remove the top one too. 1, 2, 7x3 screws. Just like that. And you disconnect this little connector, and that is the small 4-inch speaker in here. So let's go back in the workshop and we'll be making a plan on how we're gonna fit these in. Be making probably custom rings for all the speakers, and yeah, that's it for now. I'll see you in the shop. We are in the workshop. So what we have, these are the old ones, and this is what we are going to be replacing them with some set of Kenwood 6.5 and 4-inch speakers. As you can see, this is a bit different, but I believe I can install this straight away in, probably with a slide hole modification. Yes, this has only got 3 points of harnessing, but that's how they made it. So, but with me making some sort of custom plate, I won't be able to attach the speaker. Let's see if we put them together onto each other, this is what happens. Even if I do make a custom plate and I cut these sides off, I won't be able to attach it here, well, this speaker, to the custom plate. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to go and see if I can actually fit this instead of this the way it is. I believe I will be able to, because there's quite a lot of movement room, but we'll go that do in a second. And then we got a set of these 6.5. If you put them on top of each other, they are actually lining up perfectly. So what I will do is you can tell the difference here. The magnet is bigger and it's built nicer and everything. So what I will do is I'm gonna get rid of all that plastic stuff there, grind it flush, and then I'll use thin sheet of ply, and I'll get the contour of all this so I can attach that ply to here and basically use the standard holes for mounting the speaker in its place. So that's job enough. So let's go and see if I can fit this straight away in. All I'll have to do is I will have to modify the plugs for the speaker connections, as this one's got that type of, and here we've got just the terminals. So let's go and check what we can do about that. Here we are back at the car. So I've got this little plug here, which I'm going to have to identify the positive and negative, but what I will do is I will keep it, I'll skin it back, and I'll attach a new set of leads to it so I can wire this into place, but that is not the main issue. So let's see if I can fit this into here. Right, so basically it sits in fine. You can even turn it around like that if you would like to. And what we'll do is we'll make new holes into the plastic. Unfortunately I won't be able to put anything into there because it's just a shallow hole. But it will be held by all three fasteners around there, and I'm gonna put some sealant, like a special sealant stuff around there, just to make it all nice and flush and sealed, so there is no air escaping from there. To be honest, if I twist it enough, I can actually get these two holes, original ones, in. Like that. As you can see, I might actually trim this part off just a little bit, and then I will be able to align these two standard holes and then just make an additional one down there on the bottom. So yeah, we'll just trim this little bit off and we'll make it fit. Back at the workshop. So what I did is I've marked the place where I need to cut it off, like there, to make it go in the old holes. And now I'm just gonna use some, might actually use a grinder or small cutter or something like that. But if you're using a grinder, what you do is tape up your speaker, because you don't want any metal particles to get inside there. as it will make a speaker crackling, and you don't want that. Basically you've just damaged your brand new speaker. So get your tape it up so it's nice and sealed from any stuff that is gonna come in from the grinding. From underneath it's all sealed there, so there's not much to really worry about. It's the top part where all the stuff can get in between the coil and the magnet. But just tape it all up to make sure, be 100% sure that it's all going to be nice and neat, and just leave the part that you need to cut, and that's it. Grind that like that, and just gently start cutting. Put all the new stuff away, it's not in the way, and that's it. You've trimmed this piece off. Get a little file, just to file off all the burr, so you don't want to cut your finger. Like that, and that's it. See what I mean? It's sticking to the magnet, but it would be stuck all inside there. And now you just peel your masking tape off. And you're good to go. So let's go and test fit this one and see how it sits. So here we are back in the car. And we'll just test fit if it's all fits and aligns properly for the top two holes. So put it in place, and not so. Right. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to trim off this little piece here. What you can see, we'll have to trim this little piece here, because the speaker actually, see, it's not really aligning because of that. That is now all good, but that thing there is actually in a way, so we'll just trim off that part there and it should align perfectly fine. Stanley knife, see if it will do it, but I can't see why it would not. Don't be afraid of doing that. You are not damaging your car really. All you do is you're actually improving the car by removing the old speakers and putting the new ones. And if you would ever want to put the old ones back, they would just go straight in anyways, and that little bit of plastic won't matter that you've cut it out. It's not affecting nothing really, so just like that, clean it all up so it looks nice and neat, and it's all good. And now let's see if our speaker fits in perfectly fine again, and voila, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So screw there, we'll make another hole in there, and I'm gonna use that point there, the old screw as well. The screw will actually lie on top of the speaker and it will press itself in. So you're gonna have foam attachments like around there. I cannot see why not. We'll put some sealant around it, and so it makes nice and sealed. No gaps, no nothing around there. And all we've got to do is now is to find the positive and negative and make a connector for this, which I'm not quite sure on what I'm gonna do for, but before that I still need to sort this speaker out. So let's get cracking with this speaker. So the old speakers are sorted, and then we'll be identifying our wires, which is positive, which is negative, so we don't connect them out of phase, because then it's not going to sound right. It's just going to sound like echoey and not as good bass development and stuff like that. So let's go back to the workshop, get that 6.5 inch sorted in, and we'll do the cables later. Right, back in the workshop, and now we'll be doing these. One thing what I actually realized when I looked at them, they're both exactly the same height, and they both are exactly the same diameter. And I've got a feeling that I don't have to do anything at all, because let's come and see. So here, it's actually quite awkward doing it and recording it. 2 seconds. Speaker can just go directly in without any modification at all. All I'll have to do is I'm gonna have to make a new hole there, to be honest, yeah, new hole there, and there. Use the same screws, and that's it. All I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to drill a little hole just up on the top there to feed the wire through for the positive and negative coming from the terminals, and that's it basically. This is actually quite straightforward. Everything fits in perfectly. The window shouldn't damage it in, because the speaker is exactly the same depth as the one the original is. There is about 1mm difference between the speakers, so that is definitely not going to affect the window. Because what happens sometimes when you put the big 6.5 in with a big box, and when the window goes down, it hits it, so the window doesn't go down all the way. But in this case, it's all simple and easy. And since it's like that, I'm gonna actually get rid of these plugs altogether, wire the new connections for these, and that's it. Basically get rid of the stock stuff completely, because it's not necessarily at all. And you will be able to remove the cable for the speaker. As soon as you take it out, you just pop them off and you're good to go. So let me proceed now and take the dash apart, so I can get to the head unit and identify which is positive and which is negative. And then I'm just going to put my speakers back in, and I'm just going to plug them in and see if they work.